So today, I'm going to teach you guys how to throw a baseball. For this one, we're talking about pitching, and primarily just the mechanics of pitching, how to throw it, how to use your correct body motions, your right arm angles, and your right footwork. Sorry. The objective: students will demonstrate the correct way to catch and throw a baseball using the correct mechanics and body motions. So basically, what that means is that in this lesson, you'll be learning about how to throw it in the correct way, in the correct form, and also how to finish with those correct mechanics and those correct body motions that you're supposed to have as a pitcher. Pitcher starts from the ground up. Throwing a baseball is motion that starts from the ground up. This means that it takes your entire body to work in order for you to throw the ball. So pitching is not just I'm going to lift my leg up and throw, and most people think it's all it is, honestly. But pitching starts from the ground up, like I said. It starts with your legs working in cooperation with your core, your hips, your arms, and just the entire body in general. The next part is using your legs. So using your legs is basically just about incorporating your lower half so that all your momentum brings you to target with your full force. This means that when your legs come up, so does your body. Your legs are basically the main component of throwing a ball. If your legs are not in cooperation with your body, you're not going to throw the ball right. Incorporating your hips, like I just said, with moving your hips in the same general direction, it will make your hips move forward, but it is important to keep your hips back as long as possible, so you have the most powerful drive. When I say keeping your hips back, that means when you lift your leg up, you want to keep your hips back, almost back to where you started your leg up to begin with. Your hips are the main component and what make you get your power from the ground, from your feet, going all the way up to your arm and to the plate. Like I said, staying to the plate. So staying to the plate will give you the best possible angle to throw a strike or a good pitch. So basically, there's an example of Chris Sale. He has a closed finish, so it basically looks like when he finishes, he's gonna hit the batter. But he has such a great drive and such a great, just not mechanics, but just body motion in general, that he can get away with that. But if you're just starting to throw a baseball, it's important just to stay as straight as possible so you can throw to the plate or throw to your target. Arm action. So your arm is something that should always be in sync with your lower half. When your leg reaches the balance point, your arm should be in sync with it. So that just means that when your arm comes up, when your legs come up, your arms come up. When your legs drive out, your arms drive out. It's important you don't stay in front of your arm. You don't want to have it either be back either. You want it to stay on the same motion, the same plane as your legs. A strong finish. So when everything comes together, it's critical your landing spot with your front leg is firm and straight line to the plate, because it'll always put you in the best mechanics to throw a strike. This just means that when you finish, you want to have your glove, like you see in this picture, his glove is to his side. He's not kind of, the correct. Some people say that you kind of chicken wing your arm when you don't have a good finish. But, when you finish with your arm, your legs, your core, and your glove on the same plane, you have that great finish where you just stride through, and that's what gets that momentum and that kind of torque to throw the baseball as hard as you can. It takes practice. Pitching doesn't come overnight. It takes many people many years to just be able to be comfortable where they're at. And professional players are still working on trying to get their mechanics right, trying to get the best, routine going, what works for them. But it's important just to, do what works for you. Because if you're not comfortable with the way you pitch, you're not going to be comfortable with the results. This was the citations. Every image that came here was from Creative Commons. It's a source that lets you take images that are not copyrighted, and it works very well. Thank you, and this was the presentation.